The Ravenwood Hotel stood like a specter, its grandeur and beauty slowly being consumed by the passing of time. Once a luxurious retreat for the elite, it now loomed as a haunted monument, a place where the living were not welcome. I was a skeptic, a journalist determined to uncover the truth behind its notorious reputation. As I checked in, the receptionist handed me a peculiar key. "Room 314, she said with a knowing glance. "Be careful." I laughed it off, but the unease lingered. My room was eerily silent, the air thick with an unsettling presence. I began to notice strange things, the TV turning on by itself, the shower running without my touch, and an unshakable feeling of being watched. Night fell and I started to investigate. Discovered guest logs from decades past, with one name recurring. Her presence seemed to seep from the very walls, her whispers echoing in my mind. I found a hidden journal belonging to a former guest, detailing encounters with Eleanor's ghost. The entries grew more frantic, ending abruptly with a chilling warning, "Don't look in the mirror." I couldn't resist the urge to investigate further. As I approached the mirror, a cold breeze swept past me. The glass fogged up, revealing a message scrawled in the condensation. "You shouldn't be here." Suddenly, the lights flickered, and Eleanor's face appeared beside mine in the mirror. I spun around, but she was gone. Panic set in as I realized I wasn't alone. Footsteps echoed outside my room, growing louder. The door creaked open, and a figure stood in the doorway. Eleanor, her eyes black as coal, her presence suffocating. I tried to flee, but the doors were sealed, trapping me. The hotel's phone rang, shrill in the silence. I answered, expecting someone to speak, but instead I heard my own voice whisper, "You will never check out." The line went dead. I was trapped, forced to become another eternal guest. The final moments were a blur. I stumbled through the halls, desperate to escape. Every door led back to room 314. The mirror's message changed. "You're mine now." As I screamed, the camera feed cut to black. The last sound was the receptionist's voice. "Welcome to the Ravenwood Hotel. We'll be glad to have you. Forever." I checked into the old hotel, eager to explore its rumored paranormal activity. The clerk handed me a key with a peculiar warning. "Be careful with room 217. I laughed it off, but the unease lingered. As I entered my room, I noticed something off. The walls seemed to shift, and the furniture felt wrong. I discovered a door hidden behind a bookshelf. It led to a narrow corridor, and at the end, I found room 217. I entered room 217, and it was different. The decor was from another era, and the air was thick with an unsettling presence. I found a journal belonging to a guest who had stayed there decades ago. The entry spoke of a malevolent entity that haunted the room. As I read on, the room began to change around me. The furniture shifted, and the mirror fogged up with a message. "You shouldn't be here." I tried to leave, but the door was sealed. The entity's presence grew stronger, and I felt its icy breath on my neck. I stumbled upon an old photograph of a family who had stayed in room 217, but their eyes seemed off. The photograph changed, and I was staring at my own face. With the words "Room 217" forever etched below, panic set in as I realized I was trapped. The room seemed to shift and distort, and I was confronted with visions of the guests who had stayed there before me. They were all trapped, forever doomed to relive their stay. As the minutes ticked by, I became one of them. The room's decor changed, and I was part of the photograph. The entity's presence consumed me, and I was trapped in room 217 forever.